Peggy 18.
The Killzone visual design book gives outsiders a view into a very intimate part of the studio where we do our story and environment creation.
It's a book we as a studio really wanted to make because Killzone's been around now for more than 10 years. And the design of Killzone kind of shaped the company in a way.
What we didn't want to do is basically just go through all the games in chronological order. We wanted to look much more about specific elements like the architecture or the outfits of the Helghast and basically how the look sort of developed over the games, of course, but also basically which ideas came into play and how the universe changed over time.
The whole look of the Helghast is something that really evolved over time. It's more like, okay, how can we make this menacing, sort of functional, believable character?
We wanted to make them very distinct, very different. So what we looked at there is much more of how would a totalitarian regime design something. This book gives a very particular insight in how things slowly progress, because making a universe is a creative process and it takes years before things basically come to be.
I saw these ice skaters out on the lakes, and I tried to redesign one of those into something that would match the Killzone universe. And when I presented this to the art director, he was like, "Oh, this isn't Helghast. Their machines are overpowered. Their user unfriendly." So I sat down with that given information, and we came up with the ice song.
The first guys that joined on the concept team were both industrial designers as a background that actually could draw like really good as well. Which really helps, I think, in whatever you design, if you have the ability to totally understand how everything works.
We don't put anything on the design that doesn't have a function, or at least if we do put it on there, it sort of has a function, but it needs to look like it belongs there and it's not embellishment.
I think that brought something fresh to the table within game art. We felt there's the attention in making products work.
Making unbelievable things believable, I think that's what the whole thing is about. And that's why we also try to change the layout of the book a bit and actually really explain the steps in the process that we go through.
I think everybody plays with the idea of creating their own world, fantasizing about long lost planets and what life might look like.
This is going to be a really cool book for concept designers, basically aspiring artists that basically want to take a look at basically how some of our own artists basically have done these things. Maybe pick up some techniques, maybe pick up some ideas.
This book isn't just made for gamers or other game developers. It's our design of an alternative universe, and we've taken our design ideas and translated those into what we think are interesting art pieces.
If you like good design, then the book is for you, because we have an amazing visual design team.